We ran a poll today in the Rising Tide Facebook group. I'm trying to better understand social media and what people are feeling, and because we've been hearing a lot, a little context, we've been hearing a lot about creative entrepreneurs who invest a ton of time on social and they want to make sure they're getting the most out of their efforts. And they keep talking about how ever since the Instagram algorithm really took hold earlier on this year, it has shifted their focus, it has shifted their ability to reach people. A lot of them have adapted and they could care less about the algorithm, but we ran a quick poll 3 hours ago in the Facebook group. We have just over 350 responses in 3 hours, which is pretty good. And 88% of creative entrepreneurs in RTS hate the Instagram algorithm. I expected it to be high, but 88% is a lot higher than I anticipated. And a lot of them are giving sort of like qualitative explanations, saying things like they felt like their posts were getting seen and engaged with more frequently. Now that seems to be cut back. A lot of them though are saying things like, you know, it used to be a frequency game. They'd post once a day, same time every day, and they could expect certain results. Now they'll post once a day, every day, and one post pops, gets a ton of engagement, another post, it's crickets. I can say I have experienced the same thing. I'll have a post that will do significantly well, and then another post that no one engages with or sees. Whether that's just the content I'm producing or the algorithm, you know, that is for others, I guess, to decide. But it is really interesting, and a lot of people are really visibly upset about it. So it brings us to a couple questions and a couple things that I think we need to discuss. The first thing is social media the only place that a lot of creative entrepreneurs are investing their marketing time and capital, right? Are they thinking about building an email list? If not, why not? Because quite frankly, one of the biggest things that we talk a lot about here is social media is not meant for selling, at least not with what we do. Social media is designed to communicate with your audience, to build an audience around what you care about, and to gain their trust, to build that relationship. It is a relationship, so it goes both ways. It means you sharing your heart, you sharing your services, what you're an expert in, what you are a thought leader in, and then the community, the audience responding, and you responding back. It's social for a reason, it's a conversation. So rather than looking at social media as I've got this many followers, it's this many people to sell to, what we advocate is that's your relationship pool, that's your audience base that you are cultivating a community with. You sell somewhere else. So you sell on your website, you sell on your blog, or even the ads that you might be driving on Facebook should be driving to free value. You always want to give more than you're asking for. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see these responses, to see that people who, a lot of them, it sounds like were using it specifically to make sales or to get referrals, now feeling like there's no conversion off of a platform like Instagram because of the algorithm, when I wonder if it isn't the algorithm, if maybe we've just set our businesses up for failure by thinking that, you know, you can sell straight off of a platform rather than building a relationship, especially if you're in a space where it is saturated, right? Where you're not the only person doing what you do. If you're in a niche and you're the only person who can teach email marketing on ConvertKit to yoga instructors, awesome. But if you are someone who is a magazine editor of a wedding magazine or blog or publication, right? There are thousands of them competing with you. So it's about kind of shifting that focus and thinking really strategically about building the relationship and then driving them off of the platform if possible to something you own so that you can then nurture them into making the sale if it's the right fit for that consumer, right? So it's interesting. It's really interesting. But 88% hate the algorithm, which is astounding.